We are live, coming here with another Stir the Pod podcast show. I am your host, Alex, and tonight I'm not joined by Trevor. I'm not joined by Andy. I'm not joined by anybody. But we have a. Let me just pause for a second and kind of let all the listeners know how we got to this point. Okay, so last week, 1 week ago, what was that? June 18th, right? June 18th. Season 41 of the challenge was announced, and we thought about doing a kind of emergency podcast to go on and just give our quick thoughts on the season. Not a full preview show. That's going to be in a few weeks, which I'll get into later. But that was last Wednesday. Last Wednesday, power also goes out. Huge storm. Power goes out, so we had to bag that. And then this week we thought about doing a podcast tonight and doing some sort of Legends tour or deep dive, and we were all good to go. And then Trev says, "Yeah, I'll be good. I'll be back from softball by then." And then about 2 hours later, I get a text. I get some pictures. Trev allegedly breaks his collarbone during said softball game. So now that podcast is out. So first of all, thoughts and prayers up to Trev, allegedly. But instead of doing like a Legends tour solo or anything like that, I figured it would just make sense to kind of circle back to the original emergency pod and just do it solo. I don't care. I know we'll have the live chat going here tonight. This was a very impromptu thing, kind of switching topics here. And this is not going to be a long podcast. This is not going to be a super in-depth episode or anything. Basically, it's not even to give many opinions, because I want to save all of my opinions on the cast for our full season preview in a few weeks, but more so just to share information for any of our listeners who have not yet seen. So as I mentioned, last Wednesday, they announced that season 41 of the challenge. It's coming back. Season 40 ended. Let me look that up right now. It is now late June. I would say it ended probably in like February or March. January 22nd. Wow. So it's been 5 months. It's going to be 6 months until the challenge comes back. That's a long gap. But anyway, Challenge 41 is set to return with a season called Vets and New Threats. It's going to premiere on July 30th. So I guess that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Wednesdays, 5 weeks from today. So 5 weeks from today. So I would guess our preview is going to be in 2-3 weeks. There might be some crying in the background, but we'll get into that later. But Vets and New Threats, July 30th. Includes 8 past winners of the show: Cara, Derek, Aviv, Ashley, Rogan, CT, Bananas, and Turbo. We have new threats from shows like Love Island, Survivor, Big Brother, Too Hot to Handle, Are You the One, The Amazing Race, Married at First Sight UK, Canada's Ultimate Challenge, and Cheer. The cast also includes a former WWE superstar and a boxer. The season will launch a new era with a game that's never been more unpredictable. All right, I'm just going to read this whole thing because I think we have to. Here's the official logline for season 41. For 40 seasons, generations of battle-hardened veterans have fought relentlessly for the ultimate prize, the title of Challenge Champion. This season, fresh faces and new threats have entered the arena with one goal: to upend the old order and take it all. The vets, driven by legacy and pride, will need to adapt fast. Their established hierarchy is crumbling, and leaning on past alliances and experiences is no longer reliable. I'm not sure about that. It's about navigating the ever-shifting landscape of alliances, betrayals, and unknown threats. To win, veterans and new threats will be forced to work together unless they're forced to turn on each other. Nothing is guaranteed. So just reading that, gut reaction is just classic challenge description, but also I don't know why they have this theme of like the veterans suck and the veterans way of doing things is bad. Like They're fucking carrying the show. So that's just like a weird, yeah, Mikey the Doctor. I think it is kind of Fresh Meat 3E. And I know Trevor would hate to miss this conversation on Fresh Meat 3. But yeah, just like a weird thing. And then I still assume that it's going to be a vet with a new threat, like very Fresh Meat E. But it also talked a lot about them working against each other. So who knows? Day Zero, a launch special, will air on July 23rd. I actually don't hate that. That's a week before episode 1. Usually they do, I feel like the past few years they've done episode 0 on Monday. Now you can make an argument that do we even really need episode 0? But regardless, I like that it's not the same week. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll post on our socials when we're going live and everything, but maybe July 23rd is the day. But yeah, that's episode 0. Okay, so here we have the cast. I'm just going to go through them. I think this is literally alphabetical order. Won't really give my thoughts. Again, saving those. But we have Adrian Naylor, obviously a rookie from Married at First Sight. Somebody's name is America. I can't wait to see what Trevor does with that. America Lopez from Big Brother. Anissa, auto skip. Ashley is back, 2-time champion. Aviv is back after season 40. Bananas is coming on for his 24th season, I believe. We have a guy named Ben Davis, not the high school, and it just says boxer. So Ben Davis, he looks very forgettable. Blue Kim is obviously a rookie from Big Brother. Kara, she's back, 2-time champ. Somebody named Cedric, who from Big Brother, who just from his picture gives me bear vibes. Not a good thing. CT, 5-time champion, he's back. D, I thought we had her canceled. She is from Survivor. Derek Chavez from last season, the runner-up from last season. People forget that. Derek Kaczynski. Look, as long as he doesn't bring that loud guy with the air horn, I'm good. Somebody named Gabe, former WWE. Izzy from Too Hot to Handle. Jake from Love Island. Justin from, it just says Cheer. I don't know if anybody knows, like, is that a show? Is that just means he used to be a cheerleader? No idea. Just literally just says the word cheer. Leica from Canada's Ultimate Challenge. Leonardo from Love Island. Leroy's back. Remember, he retired a couple of years ago and he's already done like his 2 or 3 challenges since then, post-retirement. Michaela, she, I think, has done 1 other season and went home first. Nani, great to see Nani back, who, I mean, wow, Nani in a short time got engaged to Casey, retired from the challenge, came back, did multiple seasons, called off the engagement, and is now on OnlyFans. So that's just a wild ride. We also have Naya coming back, kind of a Naya Assance. Olivia is coming back for, I think, her 4th season in a row. Rogan, he's a champ. People forget that. Sydney from Survivor. Tay from Big Brother Australia. Theo, everybody knows I'm a big Theo guy. And Turbo, 1-time champion, absolute lunatic. Somebody named Will from Are You the One? Uremi from Amazing Race. And that is it. So I believe it is 32 people overall, 16 vets, 16 rookies, and I'm excited for it. I don't know about you guys, but it's been, like I said, 6 months since the challenge has been on, and I just miss it. I think season 40 was a good season. It was a long season. It gave us several episodes. And now we're kind of getting back to, like, you know, we can't do milestone seasons every time. We can't do huge casts every time with all these people. Like, we do need to get back to, like, bringing on new faces. I think that's exactly what this season is. I mean, half the cast is fresh meat, right? So it's clearly like one more try that they're doing to try to get, like, new faces of the challenge. And, you know, at the same time, they're still calling back people like Bananas, CT, all these clowns. And it's just funny. As I am doing this pod, I threw on Pluto TV, and I've been on a big Pluto kick, by the way, lately. Just a lot of, because like I said, I just had the challenge itch. Um, so I threw it on, and the season was Bloodlines. Not a great season by any means, but it's just so funny turning on Bloodlines and seeing Bananas, Cara, Nani, Leroy. I even saw the episode where like CT came back for a cup of coffee. Just so funny seeing all of these people on this show that was Bloodlines was 2015, I think. So 10 years ago. And they're all just still doing it. And they're all still doing it. And I mean, it just seems like the season is they're trying to get new faces somehow. They had to kind of take a break from it last season because I feel like they did something similar for 39, right? The whole theme of the season was battle for a new champion. We want somebody who has not won to become a champion, to try to become a face of the show, and that was a huge flop. So so yeah, I think they're kind of getting back to like their usual challenge kind of BS ways. But I also, let's see, I'm trying to see if there's any stuff on the Challenge X account, the Everything app. Doesn't, I mean, they Challenge tweeted a week ago with the cast photos and all of that and said, "Did you miss us? The Challenge 41, blah, blah, blah." That's it. They tweeted, they finished all the cast photos. They haven't tweeted in a week. You would think that like the next day they would like, I don't know, just tweet more shit. Like, reminder, the challenge is back. Like, you'd think they'd want to harness the momentum of a challenge announcement, because challenge announcement is always a great thing. It used to be an awesome thing back in the day when I can remember just being in school. It's like you look down on your phone and it's like, shit, new challenge season, going to the bathroom, throwing in like the wired earbuds back in the day and just like watching the trailer instantly. I feel like the trailer would always come out right with it. Now it's like they kind of do the NFL model where it's like, we're going to announce when we're going to announce the schedule, and it's still just the schedule announcement. But back in the day, it was a big deal when a challenge season got announced. And so you'd think that like today, 2025, they'd be like, all right, this is our fucking franchise. Like, we have pump one of these shows out once a year. You'd think that they'd want to ride the momentum of this announcement, and just haven't tweeted anything. I actually thought, I thought earlier today, because now it's Wednesday, a full week since the announcement. I thought, and Wednesday is like the challenge day, I thought they would maybe tweet some more today and maybe tweet even like a mini trailer or something. Just nothing. Just full on crickets from them for a week. And I know I'm rambling now, but I just think that's so stupid. Because I wish I had more information about the show. But yeah, I think I'm coming to the end here already. I don't know if I have anything else, but yeah, season 41, vets and new threats. I think we are officially referring to it as Vant, VANT. I just like calling it Vant. I think Vant's going to be a good season. We'll get into all right. So like I said, for any of our new listeners, we're going to do our full season preview in a few weeks, and one of the big things that we're going to do is our annual power rankings, where instead of just like talking about each cast member, we're going to rank them all. Andy, Trevor, and I will all do our rankings, and we'll do some sort of consensus average and then talk about each person as we go. It was a lot of fun doing it last season because we had so many people. And we kind of have to adapt it like each season, right, depending on the format. Last season, we just ranked all 40. This season, it's going to be a little different, I think, just because half the people are rookies. And usually rookies, we don't even bother ranking because we don't know anything about them. And so that only leaves like 8 guys and 8 girls. And I think the other big question, too, that we'll have before the rankings is, do we know anything else about the format? Because if we don't, we'll probably just have to rank them, like rank the 8 guys, rank the 8 girls, right? But if we know that they're teamed up with someone, even then it's going to not do much because we don't know anything about the rookies. But if we see that like some awesome veteran is paired with like a not so great looking rookie, maybe that, makes an impact. But who knows? We'll just have to kind of see if they tell us or not. the format beforehand. But yeah, we'll do our power rankings, go through the whole cast. That show's usually about an hour, hour and a half sometimes. So yeah, I would just be on the lookout for that episode in the next few weeks. MVP of the night, I'm gonna go with myself, and LVP, I'm gonna go with Trev's collarbone. I was gonna say honorable mention MVP. You know what? I'm gonna change my MVP. I'm going back. I'm the only one here. I'm making the rules. I'm removing myself from MVP. I'm just giving it to the challenge because it's back. I've missed it. But yeah, just wanted to hop on here for a bit of an emergency podcast to let everybody know we are excited for season 41. We're all in for it. I know everybody will be all in for it once it actually rolls around in about a month. So follow us on Twitter at StirThePod. Follow us on Instagram at stir_the_pod. Yeah, I think that's about it. This is just, like I said, quick podcast, emergency, full season preview, power rankings coming soon. Follow us to stay tuned to when that is. And we also might have, we still have a month, so we might end up doing another off-season pod or two, some sort of Legends Tour deep dive. So same thing. Just stay tuned for all of that, and we'll probably knock one of those out. But thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out Duffy.